Hey, just Kurt the Boat Doctor. Had a little foggy out here. Charleston, running out this 2001 21-foot searanger arima. Man, she's a biggie. Lots of deck room in this thing. The trailer lights don't work, they know about that. I got to put that down my list too. The wheel bearings, I think one of them or two of them may need to be redone. I would just check them and make sure the guy knows that probably ain't a bad idea to do all four of them. Spare tire. I sprayed some corrosion X on the tongue jack. I'll make that on the note just to recheck, make sure, but it seemed like it was cranking to me. Junior said the winch strap, which probably does need to be replaced. The bow and anchor light does not work. This is just a list of the things to have down to call the customer and say, hey, this needs to be fixed. What do you want to do? And then we go from there. Got a little chip off the gel coat right there. Got a little tower. Look at the room this boat has. Now again, this boat here's one of these sleeper boats, I call it. You can actually, and this even looks like it's got saddle tanks. You got one there, one over there, and then you got your main tank back here. And then Junior also said the wiring back there's a mess. He wants to redo that as well. You got the wash down. I don't know where the hose is. I got to see if it works. But anyway, with these saddle tanks, what a guy can do, it just depends, like weight distribution. You can run on that out there where you're going and partially back. Then that way you run a lot of the weight off, and then you get the weight from the fuel up here you can use for weight, and then use that if you need it to come back. Got the top, looks like the top's been redone. You got a seat right here. Them are just little storage compartments. Got rails here, crab davit, boat hook. Got an HDF 7 Lowrance, and I'll check all that stuff up there to make sure it works. And then I sprayed some of that with Corrosion X. This tittle handle they got to look at, that's kind of froze. I sprayed it with Corrosion X. We'll see what happens. Electric start, 15 horse. Come back here, prop looks okay. And that looks okay. Sprayed that down with Corrosion X. You had a little surface corrosion, so I got that off. I would spray these motors down. I sprayed this down. This is your motor stop. You really don't need that. Probably is a good idea that it is. Froze. But spray that down, this down. Real important with Corrosion X because that's real lightweight. 150, you got inline 4-cylinder, you got a 17 pitch aluminum, right hand rotation. Must have hit the sand there. I can see how the paint's missing off the prop and off the skag a little bit. There is a ground wire. I'll mention that I tied off right here. It isn't hooked up. You got internal zincs, external zincs. You got, here's your oil drain right there. Makes it easy on the 150s. You could do this both motors by yourself. Probably in 20 minutes. You got hydraulic steering. It's got that should be tilted down just a hair. Yeah, see how loose that is? That needs to be tightened up because that's just going to flop up on you. See, and you'll lose your readings. And then that other one needs to be dropped. Yeah, that's way too high. Probably isn't getting any reading, but that one probably doesn't work anyway. That was probably his old transducer and you went to this one. And I'll check that out. And there's your fuel fill for the main tank. And then you got your fuel for your little other saddle tank right here. Then the bunks. I'll look at that once I get it off the trailer, so I know to myself. Wheel bearings. Tighten up the transducer. There's a little cuddy area up there. You got a VHF as well. You got part on one of the side curtains, all the other ones up there. I might put them on so I don't freeze out here today. So transducer, wheel bearings, freshwater flush right here. Do not start the motor if you use this one. And the skag, if this ever needs to be replaced, you just undo this, go in here with a socket, a longer socket, undo the bolt, and then this pops out. Just be careful, you don't want to lose the bolt in there. You can get it out if you have a magnet. But okay, see if I can remember this. And then the tongue jack. All right, OR 741 21 searanger arima. They're a good boat. Now this is going to be one of them sleepers. Once it's cleaned up, you'll say, wow, I'd even probably paint that window frame. Boat Doctor out.